We are a river city, a bold city, the First Coast, a place to create and to belong. Here, the sun shines a little brighter, and so do the people. We share a love for our region, a pride for JAX, and a passion for the beautiful game, dedicated to giving everyone a sporting chance. Together, we will elevate soccer and sport in our community by lifting every voice. We are Sporting Club Jacksonville. We are Sporting JAX.
Hello and welcome into the Sporting JAX Report. I'm Cole Pepper. Emerson Burris will join me in just a moment. Coming up, we look at more playoff possibilities for the Sporting JAX women's team. Plus, the men travel to Louisville for a matchup with Lou City. We'll meet defender Antonio Gomez and hear from a young future star. But let's start with the women who went to Fort Lauderdale last week with a chance to complete a dominant series against their Florida rivals. Taking on Fort Lauderdale early on, a good start for Sporting JAX. First quarter hour, Casey Smekrud swings one in. It's headed away by the Fort Lauderdale defense, but it falls to Bailey DeSmit, who left foots one home to give Sporting JAX the 1-0 lead, 8th goal of the season for DeSmit. About 10 minutes later, Sporting JAX on the move again. Meg Hughes out wide finds Paige Kenton, and Kenton right there delivers. 10th goal of the year for Kenton. She joins Ashlyn Puerta as double-digit goal scorers for Sporting JAX, 2-0 at halftime. 5 minutes into the second half, corner kick for Sporting JAX. DeSmit added again, her second goal of the match, 9 goals on the season. She's creeping up on double digits. It's 3-0 Sporting JAX. Then, 64th minute, Kenton looking for another. Her shot is saved, but it pings around, goes to DeSmit, then off a Fort Lauderdale player. Officially, it's an own goal. 4-1 Sporting JAX. That's the final. Third time this season that the team has scored 4 in a match. Here are the numbers from that match and more domination. Fort Lauderdale actually had more possession, but a lot of that was in their own end. You see more corners for Sporting JAX, more shots on target. A dominating performance for Sporting JAX. With the playoffs still to come, there is more work to do, but they are flying high right now. Here is the Gamebridge Super League standings, brought to you by Price.com. See Sporting JAX, that X next to Sporting JAX means a clinched playoff spot. So far, they are the only team in the league to have clinched a playoff spot. There are some playoff potentials. We're going to talk about those here in just a moment. But right now, Sporting JAX flying high in the Gamebridge Super League. All right, here are the clinching scenarios to consider this weekend. If Sporting JAX wins tomorrow in Spokane, they can clinch a home playoff game with a Carolina loss or draw. If Sporting JAX draws with Spokane, they can still clinch at least one home playoff game. After that, the next goal would be to clinch the Players' Shield. We'll get into that in the future.
I think the expectations stay the same. It doesn't change just because we're going somewhere far away. You know, we still have to hold our standard and we know what we expect from ourselves. So our expectation is that we go in there and we play exactly how we play, we do what we know we do best. That doesn't change based on opponent or location.
I think it's really exciting going on a bit of a longer road trip. So I'm really excited for it. Get to spend more time with my teammates, so that's always great.
You've played them a couple times so far. How are you guys approaching this game in particular?
I think we know we need to prepare to the best of our ability to have a good match against them, and I think we're hoping to get a better result than we did last time, but we know they're a good team and that we need to prepare well.
It's going to be a new one because we haven't done this one before, so it's going to be long. It's going to be different time zone. It's going to be a lot to adjust to, but you know, I think that the ladies, they know what to expect when we go on the road. They know what we're there for, so hopefully the preparations mentally are still the same.
All right, let's now welcome in Becky Burley. Becky, the women are unbeaten in their last 7 games, and since November, they've outscored the opposition 31-5. They are at their most productive at just the right time of the season.
I mean, that's an incredible stat. It's like pure dominance is what that stat is. And I think one of the things that if I'm an opponent of Sporting JAX, the idea of facing a triple threat offense, and that's just calling it minimally a triple threat. There is no fun in that whatsoever because it's kind of pick your poison.
Well, yeah, you talk about the three players who have scored at least 9 goals, Ashlyn Puerta, Paige Kenton, and Bailey DeSmit. That is hard to prepare for if you're an opposing team.
Well, and it's because the three that you just mentioned, they are so different. You know, you've got Paige Kenton, who is just a beast defensively in the counter press and just puts pressure on you all day long if you play her over the top. You've got Puerta, who is just one of the craftiest players I've seen, particularly at her age. Like, she can just find a pass. She sees things that other people don't see. And I think Bailey DeSmit is really, really tricky. She's like a little bit of a combination of both of them because she's got the finesse that you can see from Puerta, and she's got the ability to battle like you see from Kenton. I wouldn't want to play against any of the three of them.
Yeah, it's certainly proving out. All right, so what about this trip to Spokane? What will Sporting JAX have to contend with in this extended travel opportunity?
Well, I think extended travel it's like a hard day of practice. And if you factor that into your periodization, like you've got two of those because you've got getting out there and getting back. But I think that they've dealt with road games pretty well so far. It really comes down to personal responsibility and making sure you're taking care of your body in those conditions when you're traveling across country. But, you know, this is a team that has handled themselves like pros from the beginning, even though most of them weren't before we started the season.
Yeah, no doubt. Sporting JAX women making a push to the playoffs, and you can be a part of it. The Push to the Playoffs bundle, you see it there, including tickets to the final 2 remaining home games. Be a part of history and cheer the women onto the postseason. It also gives you an opportunity to get playoff tickets earlier and at a better price than buying them one-off just off the website. Get your pack today by calling 904-863-KICK or by logging on to sportingjax.com. Now to the men who continue to look for that elusive first win. This past weekend, it was a trip to one of the toughest venues for a visiting team to contend with in Detroit. To Motown we go, and Sporting JAX facing a rowdy crowd in Detroit. Jacksonville keeper Christian Oliveras had quite a day. 5th minute, Atez Juf with a shot that Oliveras pushes over the top. That led to a Detroit City corner. On the corner, Darren Smith, the league's leading goal scorer, just gets it above the fingertips of Oliveras. Smith's 5th goal of the season. It's 1-0 Detroit City. That was the score at halftime as well. Second half action now. We saw more from Oliveras. 51st minute. Alex DeLue gets the shot, and watch the save by Oliveras. And he was not done. Half an hour later, another chance for Smith. Oliveras just continued to rise to the occasion. He has been a tremendous shot stopper for Sporting JAX in his first year with the expansion club, but Sporting JAX couldn't find a goal. 1-0, Detroit City wins. That was the final. So here are the numbers. You see 17 shots, including 6 on target for Detroit City, and Oliveras with 5 saves, and you saw most of them there. Very impressive day for him. It was a pretty chippy match. A lot of fouls on both sides, and Detroit City dominated the possession. However, if you look at what Sporting JAX has done now over the last 2.5 games, defensively they've been very stout. Just got to find some goals, and then the wins will start coming.
They've obviously won quite a lot, which is why they're always first or second, and they've got good players, so we've prepared slightly different. It's been a longer, tougher week, and hopefully that'll pay off in the weekend and we can go and get something against the odds.
Going to be working from today till then, till the game day itself, and hopefully, not hopefully, on the day itself, just to make sure that everyone shows up and then compete against Louisville, and show also actually that the little things what went good the last couple of weeks, and try to do those little things better and better, a little bit better with it, and maybe the goals will come then, and maybe you will get the win against them. So we're just going there to compete. There is no like if or they're better, no. It's just football, and anything can happen and anything is possible. And like I said, we'll be working our ass off to get there, and we're going to get there, and the win going to come against Louisville or not against Louisville, but we're going to compete against Louisville this weekend.
As always, we work in and out of possession all week. Players are working extremely hard. There's no complaints about any of that. And the mood and the vibe, considering we've not been on a great run of results, has been really, really good, and that's a credit to them. So we just need to keep going and then just keep grinding. I'm just going to keep grinding.
All right, we now welcome in Corey Herzog. Corey, the men continue to search for that elusive win. A result in Louisville this weekend would be tremendous.
Yeah, if they can get a result in Louisville, it'll probably be one of those games that you're going to remember in the first beginning of when you were going through tough times. Great result to build into the rest of the season.
What is it that you see that is the missing link here for Sporting JAX to start getting wins?
I think just a little bit of the creativity on the attacking side. You don't see many of them getting numbers around the ball, making the game easy. I think the game right now, as they feel, is a little tougher than what it should be, and that's why I don't think they're creating as many opportunities.
All right, let's take a look at the standings now in the Eastern Conference. Sporting JAX, look, you get a result, maybe a couple of results, all of a sudden you're right back in this thing. It doesn't take much to crawl back into playoff contention. A long way to go until the playoffs are set, of course, but top 8 teams in the playoffs in each conference. Tampa Bay Rowdies continue to move along. They did have a draw this past week, so their perfect season is done, but they still remain atop the table with Lou City right there with 13 points. In the Western Conference, Orange County is on top of the table. El Paso has been scoring a ton of goals and have not been defeated, but there are 2 games in hand on Orange County right now. San Antonio, Sacramento, and Oakland rounding out the top 5 in the West. And we will have a doubleheader coming for you next weekend when the women face off against Lexington in a battle for the top spot in the top of the table anyway in the Gainbridge Super League campaign. That's followed by the men playing Miami FC in the group stage of the Brinks Tires USL Cup. Both games can be seen on Channel 4, and tickets are available by calling 904-863-KICK or by going to sportingjax.com. Prorated season tickets are on sale now for the men's team. You get the rest of the home games, including at least 2 games in the Brinks Tires USL Cup, and all the action from the championship. Call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjax.com. Coming up, Sporting JAX defender Antonio Gomez is settling in after a quick move to Jacksonville. How the loanee from Austin FC is already finding his role and helping build chemistry on a brand new squad. Every game of the Gainbridge Super League can be seen streaming on Peacock. Home games can be seen on Channel 4, CW17, or right here on the stations of First Coast News. And all games in the USL Championship can be seen streaming on ESPN Plus or CBS Golazo nationally. Also broadcasts on CBS, CBS Sports Network, and ESPN2. And all home games for the men can be seen on Channel 4 or CW17. Time now for our Ascension St. Vincent's player feature, and Emerson Burris joins us. Emerson, this week you're catching up with a guy who is on loan from Austin FC, but finding a home here in Jacksonville quickly.
Absolutely, and this team is still building chemistry in their inaugural season, but one defender is making an immediate impact, like you said, on loan from Austin FC. Antonio Gomez is already settling in and helping shape the back line. Antonio Gomez's soccer journey started early and quickly became something he fell in love with.
Grew up in Las Vegas. I started playing soccer when I was 8 years old.
That love for the game carried him through the next levels.
I played for a club, LVSA, in Las Vegas from 12 all the way up to 18 when I went to college, and loved every second of it.
After college, he got his first real test of the professional game.
After I graduated college, I played at Austin and played for I got a contract with the second team, trained all the time with the first team, and kind of was a good wake-up call for the professional environment.
Then came a new opportunity, one that came together fast.
Around January hit, I just got a call from my agent telling me how Jacksonville was interested, and within a week I was packed up all my stuff, got out here, and yeah, it was pretty quick and it was fun though. Drove from Austin to Jacksonville, cool little road trip, it was cool.
Now in Jacksonville, he's embracing his new surroundings.
I'm a big sunny guy. I love the sun. The beaches they're cool here. I love to golf. I do okay here and there. But yeah, there's some really cool golf courses out here.
And building chemistry with a brand new group.
No, it's fun. It's a good group of guys from all around there's guys from different countries here too, so it's awesome.
For Gomez, it's about continuing to grow while helping his team do the same.
Develop as a leader in the back and just trying to better myself as a defensive player, physicality-wise. And the team goal is just obviously getting some wins. We want to win, and I think that's a big goal of ours. Once that first win comes, I think it'll start the ball rolling, and then we'll start winning and getting some points after that. But it's tough. It's a new team, and we're all building chemistry still, but we're getting closer and closer.
Gomez says while the group is still building chemistry, he's confident the results will come as Sporting JAX continues to grow together early this season.
Well, he has certainly been a fixture there on that back line. We look for more big things out of Antonio the rest of the way. Emerson, thanks so much. For the second time this month, we'll have a doubleheader coming up. It's April 25th, a week from today at Hodges Stadium. The women take on Lexington SC. The men take on Miami FC. For tickets, go to 904-863-KICK or sportingjax.com. Coming up, how a new effort in Arlington is giving local kids a chance to step onto the pitch and show what they can do. That's next as the Sporting JAX Report rolls on. With both seasons underway now, it's a great time to rep your pro soccer team around town. Use the QR code on your screen or go to sportingjax.com/shop to get your official Sporting JAX gear and look your best as you rep your team with all that sort of stuff available there. Not Emerson Burris.
No,
she's not available
sorry,
online, but she is with us right now. And Emerson, time now for the VyStar Youth Soccer Spotlight. And this week, Sporting JAX Foundation just continues to do great things with kids.
Yeah, they sure do. And this new initiative is working to break down barriers to the game of soccer. The foundation has launched a series of free clinics in Arlington focused on giving young players a place to train, compete, and grow, regardless of their access or experience level. 1, 2, 3. The Sporting JAX Foundation is opening doors to the game right here in Arlington. At the Baxter E. Luther Boys and Girls Club, a series of free high-level soccer clinics is now underway, giving kids consistent access to the sport through the end of the school year. The foundation's mini-pitch, state-of-the-art facility sponsored by Gamebridge, will host weekly training sessions and open play, with plans to expand into weekend programming. And already, the impact is clear. Mike Johnson, the Sporting JAX Foundation Technical Director, told us this week, "We are already identifying students in Arlington that have skills to play high-level soccer. These are kids who don't have access to the game and whose talent would otherwise be overlooked. And now that opportunity is right in their neighborhood." The foundation says the goal is to keep building access to the sport in underserved areas while continuing to identify and develop local talent.
Foundation doing some great work to bring the game of soccer to everybody who wants to have a piece of it here in Jacksonville. Emerson, thank you so much. Sporting JAX will be fielding teams in the USL League 2 and USLW League. These are pre-professional teams made up mostly of college players looking to play against top competition during the summer. Here's the League 2 schedule. Begins on May the 16th. When Sporting JAX goes to Shark Coast to open the season. The first home game is June 3rd at Mandarin High School against Brookhouse. And you may recall that last summer the W League team was ranked #1 in the nation at one point. The first home game also comes on June 3rd against Brookhouse. It's part of a doubleheader at Mandarin High School. We'll keep you updated on who the young stars for each side are in the two leagues. For more on Sporting JAX in the world of soccer, join me every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010XL when I'm joined by Stacey Balaam and Liam Fox and Sporting JAX players. It's the Sporting JAX Coaches Show presented by Honda of the Avenues. You can listen on air at 1010 a.m., online or on demand at 1010XL.com. And for behind-the-scenes conversations about Sporting JAX, join Emerson, Tony Allegretti, and me on the Sporting Pod. You can subscribe wherever you find your favorite podcast. A new episode drops next week. Still to come, an event that Sporting JAX is supporting to help kids in our area. That's next as the Sporting JAX Report rolls on. You can catch the Sporting JAX Report every weekend on the stations of First Coast News. Next week, we air Saturday at noon on NBC 12 before Premier League coverage begins. Remember, you can also find us on demand on First Coast News Plus and the Sporting JAX YouTube channel. Time now for our Community Spotlight presented by Honda of the Avenues. And this week, we want to let you know about an event being supported by Sporting JAX. Protential, a nonprofit that helps to bring soccer to kids in West Augustine, is holding their Cocktails and Cleats Gala a week from Wednesday. That's April the 29th. The event helps to raise funds for an organization that has already made a big impact. Potential uses soccer to promote reading among youth, and founder Tony Williams says that they've seen great gains made already by kids in the program. They've gone from 18 kids to 180 in 9 locations. And there are more youth who can be benefited from this program around St. Augustine and the Hastings area. Williams is inviting businesses and individuals to sponsor or attend the event to change the trajectory of a child's life.
We've partnered with Ancient City Soccer Club to run a cocktail and cleats gala, which is to raise opportunities to deepen and broaden the impact across St. Johns County, so we can serve more locations in West Augustine, but also move into the Hastings community and create more pathways into Ancient City Soccer Club and more pathways to Flagler College or St. John's River College for our students.
Well, it's going to be a great night and a great event there for a great program. If your child's excited about soccer, register them now for the competitive season in the Sporting JAX Soccer Academy. From U8 to U19, teams are forming now. The season runs August through May with the playoffs to follow. Go to sportingjaxacademy.com to register now. And we will have another doubleheader coming to you on April the 25th. That is next Saturday, when the women face off against Lexington and the men play Miami FC in the group stage of the Prinks Tires USL Cup. Both games can be seen on Channel 4. Tickets available by calling 904-863-KICK or by going to sportingjax.com. For everything on Sporting JAX, follow us on our social media platforms. And remember, we'll have more coming up on the World Cup as well. Just 56 days away until the biggest sporting event on the globe comes here to the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Thanks so much for watching the Sporting JAX Report. We'll talk to you next time.